Următorul keynote va fi din partea companiei Commodity și l-avem pe Rutger Schumer, care abia a aterizat, nu? Did you just landed?
I landed last night.
Last night, oh. So a little bit of jet lagged, or?
No, from the Netherlands. So
It's a walking distance.
almost.
Almost walking distance, come on. Walking on clouds. Thank you very much for coming with us today. Can wait to hear about what Commodity is doing. Apropo, ei au stand jos în mini-zona Expo, deci nu ezitați să îi vizitați și să vedeți ce oportunități de business există.
First of all, my excuse, because my Romanian is not that good as from Adrian, but I will do my best in English, yes? Very good to be here at the Bitcoin event. I will start with a short introduction for myself. My name is Rutger Schumer, 44 years old, 24 years as an entrepreneur active, and I think I'm the dumbest one from all of you. I sold my company in February 2011 to an American investor, and he wanted to pay me in Bitcoins. It was almost $1, and I told him, no, I don't believe in Bitcoin, just give me fiat currency. And from the moment until today, I'm still married with the same woman, but I had a lot of discussion with her about it. I will tell you a story about Commodity, the company which was born almost 14 years ago. I will start with a short movie, give you an impression about what we are doing. After that I will give an explanation about where we are right now. And tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock, I will tell you something about our strategy for the next month and the next year to make it happen with all of us. So enjoy the movie, and afterwards I'll be back.
Can business save the earth? In 2020, Commodity, in a first step, digitized the value proposition of gold, one of the world's oldest and most stable currencies. The result at the beginning of 2022 will be one of the first liquid security tokens, with the benefit of physical gold and other valuable natural resources. Blockchain technology enables 24/7 transactions, liquidity, and monetization instead of physical gold holdings. The market crashed, but what was the background? In the first half of 2021, Bitcoin and Ethereum, in particular, were the market leaders and saw record highs for investors. But then came the crash after Elon Musk's ill-advised tweets, and China started in the meantime strictly regulating mining activities. This kind of high volatility attracts mainly recreational investors, who see big risks as a natural consequence of even bigger gains. More cautious investors, however, are still back in the fiat money system, because they simply did not want to take these risks. Historically, gold has always been a pure hedge against inflation. Many experts now predict that even gold stocks could gain 10 to 20 times in value over the next 3 years. Wall Street's gold estimates for 2022 are more than optimistic. Gold is expected to reach in the next year $2,300 to $2,400 per troy ounce, according to Goldman Sachs and Citibank, and the precious metal is poised to continue this upward trend that began in September 2018. This news comes at a time when investors are looking for safe havens. They are currently facing a massive liquidity of money in the economy, created by government incentives all over the world to protect the economy from the effects of the pandemic. Stable coins offer a more stable crypto investment that is protected from the wider volatility of the crypto market. But even cryptocurrencies backed by fiat currency are vulnerable to potential inflation, and many investors are concerned about how this could affect the purchasing power of the currency over time. To hedge against these inflation fears, many investors have turned to commodity-backed digital crypto projects, such as those that use safe commodities like precious metals as a store of value. For cautious investors, gold-backed tokens combine the structure of gold investments with the scarcity, flexibility, and upside potential of the crypto world, and they will fill in the gaps for investors who have found entering the world of cryptocurrency investing too risky and complicated, who don't necessarily like fiat currencies, and who are looking for safer investments. Commodity has been working on the vision and implementation of such a sustainable combination of old and new economy for more than 4 years. The participation in the QOMG project served exclusively to implement the NI 43-101 Proven Resource Certification. But the company goes one step further with its unique offering. Primary gold and other natural resources backing the tokens come directly from the company's own prospective mines. More global auditors and more, London and Dubai reckon 2020 a DCF valuation of 2.7 million Troy Oz of gold in Area 1 and Area 9. In January 2022, Windsor Audit London evaluated Tandem Liber Holdings BVI for a conservative and justified value of $4.53 billion. QOMG and QOMX as the origin are collateralized by 0.06 respectively 0.08 grams of gold, whereby the internal value of the token was created when the smart contracts were activated on the blockchain. All results of the respective audits were documented on the blockchain in smart contracts. For technical data and more details, go to technical descriptions on the commodity website. We digitized those assets and created this possibility for a brighter future of all stakeholders, especially for the local people and the next generations. Commodity will be in the future the digital security, issued by one of the largest tokenized natural resource companies in the world. Our concept is straight, clear, and transparent. Identification of high valuable natural resources which are explored and valued through the highest accredited and acknowledged standard, the NI 43-101, for proven natural resources. These identified undisputed proven resources are verified by accredited and certified geologists and double confirmed by the European Federation of Geologists, EFG, as the highest standard of resource validation and confirmation. At the first stage, only 3 of the various resources are valued at in-ground values and 100% used for the asset digitization of the QAAA token. The Q stands for commodity, and the AAA used standards will indicate the highest possible financial rating. In the process of identifying the natural resources and all related company executions follow the standards of ESG. The environmental, social, and governance standards are a fundamental base of our future vision, where it comes to digitization of real asset values through the tokenization process, which is safeguarded by smart contracts and blockchain technology. Commodity unlocks the values for all stakeholders involved. Through our process of supported fractional tokenization, supported by regulated financial instruments, everyone can now be part of this movement. And by the alternative approach that secured the monetizing of locked natural resources, commodity will be a highly secure, disruptive model for investors and at the same time for the communities living in these countries where the resources are located. Untapped tremendous wealth will be available to anyone who is concerned about a better world where minimal standards of ESG are top of mind. This movement will lead to the next big thing in the investment domain. This is Bitcoin 2.0 on steroids. For everyone who doesn't recall this anymore, Bitcoin was 8 cents in 2010, having in the meantime an exchange rate just 10 years later of nearly $60,000 in mid of 2021. If you own 0.28 Bitcoin today, you are part of the top 1% of the world. The QAAA token will become a regulated security token under security legislation. It's audited and double evaluated. Commodity AAA will be compliant with all needed financial standards and secured with real assets, transacting on the safest and most advanced currently available blockchain technology. QAAA is available to everyone. Transaction costs are much cheaper and transactions much faster than regular stock transactions. Transparent, traceable, and your identity is protected. But the most important reason is you own it. Commodity is designed to change the future of monetizing natural resources and disruptive in its ambitions to bring prosperity to all stakeholders involved. So, keep your eyes on commodity. Backing the tokens with gold and diversified natural resources gives participants a great competitive advantage over the well-known token economy, such as Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Ripple. The unique mine-to-token product can become in the future a global standard for the exchange of goods, collateralized by gold and other valuable commodities, making it trustworthy with a high level of stability. The company is currently negotiating further expansion of licenses for promising natural resource projects with the relevant authorities, in addition to the existing licenses. According to the board of directors, the company will continue to add strategic asset deposits to support the growth of the value of the QAAA token. Commodity, in cooperation with Tandem Liber Holdings, signed a long-term exclusive contract with ABMAV, Sub-Sahara Sierra Leone, in June 2021 for the independent assessment of all concessions under NI 43-101 certification. The content of the contract is to confirm and update for the natural resources located directly or indirectly and held by Commodity and Tandem Liber Holdings. An NI 43-101 order has been issued to determine the proven, undisputed, bankable value of the natural resources. The objective of such an assignment is to obtain a verified and indispensable conclusion on the value of the natural resources held by Commodity Resource and Tandem Liber Holdings through its concessions, exploration, and mining licenses. The final results and the report will be prepared in accordance with the Standards of Disclosure for Mineral Projects, the Canadian Standard NI 43-101. In simple terms, an accredited valuation code that clearly sets out the highest quality standards for the public reporting of mineral exploration results, mineral resources, and/or reserves. The diversification will parallel reduce risks. Most experts believe that the gold price will strongly increase in the next 24 months. But a rising gold price is only one potential factor for the development of the commodity token, which at the same time will offer participants in the project the highest possible security standards. The company decided in the upcoming STO to sell public just 25% of its QAAA security tokens, comparable with 25% of physical stocks. The public placement represents, therefore, just 1/4 of the company's current value of the natural resources. The primary goal is to develop the security token in the next coming years to the absolute global standard for natural resource exchange. The company is currently finalizing the launch of the security token in all important and relevant markets. The STO and transactions on the blockchain are indicated latest in the second quarter of 2022. For more information on the commodity economics, visit commodity.io and tandemliber.com. Disclaimer: this is not financial advice, according to the Securities Trading Act. The views, observations, and experiences of the presenter on economic and financial topics do not constitute investment advice and are for information purposes only. For further information, please visit our websites.
Where I want to start is the journey from our co-founder. We are the three of us, Michael Ungar, Edward Meijers and me. Edward started his journey 14 years ago. He went to Africa and Sierra Leone. We bought the licenses for 11 areas. And the areas are very big. The smallest one is about 34 square kilometers and the largest one is about more than 300 square kilometers. We started investigating. Maybe when you have a look at Discovery Channel, you see people who are looking for gold. They are in the brown field, the green field, and finally they are in the stage that it is proven that it is what it is. We started also on that stage. 7 licenses we sold. There was 2 less gold and 2 less coltan. That's another value we use. So we started continuing with 4 areas. And last year, in the beginning of this year, we had our first JORC reports. It means that by at least 2 accountants companies and at least 2 geological companies that the resources which are in the ground are valuable, are sure, and it is what it is. And at this moment we have a company value also on the blockchain about $4.5 billion US, and that will grow in the next year more and more. On the moment that you have value in the ground, there are 2 opportunities. You can go for mining, for example with a large mining company. BHP Billiton is one of them. You sell your licenses, you sell your areas, they will give you, for example, 10 cents on a dollar, and they go for mining in the ground. There are 2 ways you can look at it. One of them is you have money in your pocket, you get 10% on the worth you have in the ground. The other way is that they are really destroying the areas, especially in Sierra Leone, where our 4 licenses are. It will give some employees the opportunity to work. But the damage you give to the nature is really, really impressive. Sometimes you have to go about 10 meters deep, sometimes you have to go for more than 100 meters deep. So they will destroy everything. And on that moment we also came in contact with Sourceless, our partner for blockchain, about the possibilities. And I'm not a blockchain expert at all, so don't ask me any questions about that. But On that moment, we made the decision to cooperate and use the value we have in our company on the blockchain and tokenize a part of our company. So that means that 25% of our company will go public in the next days, and people are able to get in at that stage. From that moment on, there were a lot of questions, a lot of problems people seen around us, but we fixed them all. The only thing we had to manage is how do we get it announced to the world? Because we have our own dream, we have all paperwork finalized. And we decided last year to cooperate with some famous soccer players. Maybe you've seen them on Instagram as well. We have 12 ambassadors right now. And before we could start cooperating with the soccer players, we use their names. They are making movies from us. They are sharing on the social media our movies. We had to go to a very deep audit. Not only business, but also in private. So there was an English company who took about 2 months, and they gave the green light for the soccer players. So for example, Wesley Sneijder is one of our ambassadors. Ronaldinho is one of them. You saw him already on some photographs. I was with him 2 weeks ago. We were in the hotel. I think outside there were 15 to 20,000 people waiting on the street. Can I have a picture? Can I have a picture? So only the attraction of football players will give us the opportunity to grow. Especially when you look to the future, and also the near future, what we are going to do. I will explain tomorrow more about the QAA and the QAAA, because the last one is an asset-backed security token, and we have a step in between. When you want to have more information tomorrow at 11 o'clock, I will tell you more about that. And I will tell you now something about show you something about the resources we are having and how we work in Sierra Leone.
Can business save the earth? Yes, it can. So, are you ready to make a difference? Meet Commodity QAAA. Digitalization of natural assets. Clear, transparent, and secure. Multi-asset and multi-chain network. Commodity Resource Holdings is the first company in the world to digitize resource assets in a revolutionary form, one of the major financial assets of all the time. Gold. Being a pure hedge against inflation and one of the world's oldest and most stable currencies. Commodity introduces a new connection between the old and the new economy by creating a unique store of value using blockchain technology. The QAAA security token is backed by real assets, unifying the advantages of physical gold and the opportunities of the crypto market. The QAAA assets are certified by the worldwide highly regarded NI 43-101 standard. Thoroughly audited. Double verified, hedged by tangible assets. Fully regulated and compliant with all international financial and regulatory authorities. Q stands for commodity. 3 times A for the highest possible financial rating. Through our process of supported fractional tokenization, everyone can be part of this movement. First, according to experts, gold is a safe haven store of value and the gold's rally is far from over. Commodity brings a new way of monetization of evergreen valuable assets, offering prosperity and security for all the stakeholders. Secondly, gold backing the QAAA token is fully approved and available in our own prospecting concessions. This will inevitably result in Commodity being the first tokenized natural resource company in the world. For the love and respect of nature, our cost-intensive exploration operations for resources are compliant to the strictest ESG standards. And thirdly, we pursue a corporate vision to protect people and nature. We want to make our world more livable and better for the benefit of all. We are committed to the support and development of sustainable environmental, infrastructural and social projects worldwide. Not out of obligation, but out of conviction and legacy. Because taking responsibility is part of our DNA. Our concept is straight, defined and transparent, and the commodity ecosystem is accessible for everyone. The QAAA security token will lead to the next big movement in the investment domain. Sustainable, secured and deposited with certified natural resources and values. Commodity, invest in a golden future.
On the moment, on the situation where we are right now, it's quite difficult. And why it's difficult? Because on one hand you're not a startup, and on the other hand you are a startup. And people all over the world are very interested in how can we get involved. For example, the solution Alipay. Maybe you know it, 2 billion users. They contacted us, I think, for 5 times or more in the last 2 months. How can we get the QAAA integrated in Alipay solutions to get it on AliExpress, Alibaba Paid? And it's very attractive to look for a cooperation at this stage with those guys. But on the other hand, it gives you not the independency we need right now. So in a half an hour, I will tell something more with Alex with sources about our vision, how we are acting like that. And hopefully tomorrow you will have a total overview about what we are doing, and maybe it's interesting for you. And if you have any questions, you can get to me right now or tomorrow. Yes? Are there questions? No?
Avem întrebări? Don't be shy. You know, one question, one contact, one something can change everything. Get out of the comfort zone. Where is the second mic, please? Okay.
Maybe not a question, but a statement. Like I had yesterday a conversation with Misha and Alfred. But yeah. So, and I heard that you are offering so many wonderful technologies that you were not talking about. But I wanted to mention it that behind commodity and the related companies, there are so many wonderful things. And I'm really looking forward that the things that you're bringing into the world, would love to see it also in the presentation at some point.
Okay, that's a good remark. Thanks. Yeah, I don't know about which topic you speak yesterday, but.
No, we talk about the topic of the energy.
Oh, okay. Yes. Yeah, it's difficult. I can talk hours and hours about an energy project we are also involved in, but mainly we have to focus on what we are doing right now. And I will have a look, if possible, tomorrow in the time slot, and we can tell something about the energy as well. Yes. Other questions? No? Okay, thanks.